Hi guys, I'm back again with another Fallout settlement build. Brought a friend along with me today. I've got Kyle with me.
Hi guys, it's good to be back.
He's here for another settlement tour and no doubt to once again be horrified by the extent to which I actually put effort into these things. Well, there's a whole community of people online that like it, and I really enjoy it. That's why I do it.
Oh, so. I enjoy it. We're cool to look at. I'm just saying.
So we've got something a little unusual today. This is actually a build that I was working on for a YouTube competition.
Oh, is it the one you entered in?
Yes. So this is actually built at a custom settlement location. So this isn't actually a settlement you can unlock normally in the game.
Okay.
So we're actually here at Bedford Station. So basically, it's one of the like abandoned railroad like shacks. It's just dotted around the Commonwealth. But basically, there's a mod that you can get now on Xbox PC that adds this settlement, and what it adds is that train right there. Oh. So that actual like big functioning locomotive is the centerpiece of the settlement. The key feature when you're building is the fact you've got a working train.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the sort of thing you'd work off.
So this is actually a function.
Pretty much, yeah. So it's become like a centre of commerce and stuff in the Commonwealth. So the train doesn't actually physically go anywhere in game.
Oh.
but it it's got the lights, the sound, the smoke, all the rest of it. My little narrative to it is that basically, because we've now got this function, very powerful tool, this settlement has become a centre of like commerce and travelling across the So it's become a centre for the Bunker Hill caravaners. Do you remember them at all from playing through? So the Bunker Hill monument has actually got a settlement of all the caravan owners.
Okay, so they've moved here now.
Additional caravanners have set up here.
Oh, very cool. I like how it's very Mad Max style.
It is. I actually toned it back a little bit. It comes with like big spikes on the front. Like I took them off because I was like, that looks a bit intense. Like so, the original idea that was proposed by like Evil Viking 13, who's there who made the mod, was it supposed to be like a battle train, so you can go here, there, and everywhere. But I thought no, I'd actually use it as a more functional utility train.
Okay.
So. Each of the train cars has been converted into something. The first one, the trade and pawn. So basically, this is like a merchant caravan for scrap dealing.
Oh, so it's almost like a portable shopping mall.
Sort of, yes. At least this first train car is. So my idea was that obviously all these settlements we build have to be built from scrap. So you have to go scavenge it all throughout the wasteland. So some settlements will have some pretty big hefty pieces. So that's what this train car goes around. So we've got as junk in a box car.
That's very cool.
So this is like the scavenge car full of all the junk and such that the store owner on the train buys and sells from each of the settlements.
So, okay, so the one that you just showed me, the pawn shop.
Yeah, so the pawn shop, the trade and sell shop is actually for that junk car.
Okay.
So he's got his crane, so he can load up. So you might go to each of the settlements and go, right, what scrap have you gathered?
Like a rag and bone man.
Yeah, basically. So anyone wishing to buy and sell and barter with him, talk to him here. Just to encapsulate that. That's his office space, yeah. I'll show you around the back. They've got like these stairs on the sides of the cars, which are designed to actually be able to go up and down here. If the train was to move, there is space for these to make it past all the...
Really?
Yes. As you'll see. Like, these are the other things that don't, because these stick out a bit far. And they come as part of the mod. But I didn't want to remove them.
They fit quite well with it.
Yeah, so you can imagine it going along. Now, these do fit out the gates. The gates are placed wide enough that these saws will actually pass through the gates. And you'll notice that I put those like drop barriers over the gates as well.
Yeah, I did like that. I liked that idea.
So sandbags, gates, drop barriers.
It's a shame there's not a mod to put the spaces in.
That'd be funny. But yeah, so like this, the merchant is about somewhere. So I've got merchants for each of the stores.
Oh, so
they are actually around. They are functioning stores, but they also wander about. They won't necessarily just stay. It's got a few. Because you can keep bric-a-brac and small junk that people just sell him over the counter.
Yeah, stuff that doesn't need to take up space in the actual junk car.
And then in here is... And this is the main generator for the train. So that's the main power line for the train itself.
So would that mean he owns...
Possibly. I hadn't really thought about it, who owns it, because it's more that the train is owned as a collaboration of the Bunkhouse Caravaners.
Oh, okay.
Now the Minutemen do own a train on it, but they own their train rather than the train. They own their train car as opposed to... Like if I switch this off now, this will turn all the...
All those wires, Hillary. Yeah, I have a seat.
Oh no, yeah, that's an actual working power line system.
Oh, right, okay.
So, like at the moment, so this is the switch for the saw blades. So if I switch that on, the saw blades actually.
Oh.
But if I turn power off of the main generator, they'll shut off because the power generator is actually powering everything.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So yeah, no, all those wires are placed because that's an actual functioning, working electronic system. But yeah, so we've got so many settlements where we build so much stuff that we'd have somewhere we could actually transport it, or some way of getting it. And look, the power lines go like from the car and they run around the back of the train and down each carriage. So each carriage is powered. And we've got all sorts of useful scrap. Again, a little storage box for anyone. It's got its own little lights. But we've got wood, steel, pipe, even like pre-chopped wood ready to go.
All necessities for your builds.
Electronics can be stripped from things, because stuff like if we've got a spare lifter like that, how else are we going to transport it? Well, we've got this train, we can take it on.
Yeah, you're not just going to drive a lifter through a wasteland, are you?
I've got a motorbike back there, so we've got a few things taken around the Commonwealth. So like that was my first thought for the train. I was like, if I can actually move a train backwards and forwards across the Commonwealth, well, we'll use it to move scrap for starters, Which is why I thought the Bunker Hill Caravanners will be people that have this.
Yeah.
So you'll see here now, like these steps for each of the carriages, they do fit through the gap between all the structure.
So there's not going to be any actual...
No, everything down the side of that train gets as far down here. And then when the platform actually... They aren't steps on these additional trains, because when the train's in the station, these are at the platform. The train does only go out one way. It doesn't go out the other way, because the tracks that way are all collapsed in like a quarry collapse, in a canyon. So it doesn't need to go that way through the train, it only needs to get... So I thought what would also be a useful thing to have wandering up and down the Commonwealth, as we need it. I thought, how about a news car?
Oh, that's clever.
So do you remember Public Occurrences is actually Piper's?
Yeah.
Newspaper. So this is one of her outsourced
nice.
officers. So it's not literally Piper who works here, but it is like some of her staff.
Yeah.
So
time.
There's one of our Minutemen who protects the settlement. So we've got a newsstand and bench. If people actually collecting news. So when the train leaves, it'll leave a bunch of its copies of stuff here, and it goes up and down the settlements to collect news and work out what's going on where and who needs things. And learn the latest about attacks, learn the latest about new things going on in the Commonwealth, who needs things, put out ads and stuff. Perhaps let a certain Preston Garby know that they need help. They can make its way to my pit boy. So on the actual train, so as this car be going up and down settlements, this is where someone would be standing handing out newspapers. So they've got the racks ready to load up, because we do actually have a printing press in here.
Yeah, of course you do.
And we have ladders in these cars, so if the train pulls up anywhere where the car is too high from the ground, you set the ladder up to get out.
They don't have steps.
So we've got it all planned for.
But
we've got us pallets ready to all load up all the latest newspapers, and we also have an interview desk. So this is like the actual little press office. So Piper or whoever could be here. Look, we've got the microphone for recording interviews. Like, you know, we've got cameras and photos and all sorts. We've got everything. We've got typewriter for taking the story. Filing cabinets full of all the latest news. Yeah, it's all planned and thought for. Yeah, thought about. That my theory was, in my mind, that was going to be like the notice board you'd pin all stuff up on.
Right, yeah, okay.
But I got around to getting any stuff to put on it. All the lighting in this car is all powered out the back of the train, so it goes back to that generator. So if you turn that generator off, you turn all the lighting off. And we do have active doors on both sides.
You never know, do you, mate?
If you ain't been up to see Grey Garden, you should go.
You like this as well. So to get across the settlement, that sky bridge is high enough that sign goes under it. Because that train needs to pull out in that direction. It's only just, it's a tight fit, but that sign does go under that sky bridge.
How have you measured that?
Because I placed it at that end of the train to make sure that it would actually fit under it.
Wow,
and then put it where I wanted it.
Yeah.
So that's the next carriage that actually goes with the train. When people...
Everything.
And then the next active carriage we have is
that farm run by ghouls.
Okay.
So this is the one that actually sort of goes up and down, protecting the settlements and defending it. And when when we need to summon to come help protect the settlement, this is one of the Minutemen cars. So the train will come along with a squad of Minutemen to protect the settlement.
And we work as on-board security as well.
Yep, they work as on-board security protecting the train. You know, so obviously we've always got a contingent of Minutemen protecting the scrap. And because so many people come and go through this settlement, it also functions as a recruitment office.
Yeah, very clever.
So down this end of the train,
Neighbour.
when it's in station, is actually marked off with guiding ropes because that's where the door will be. So this is like the little armory end where the Minutemen who are going up and down have grabbed weapons to defend the train. So that's like the functional end.
Yeah.
This end of the carriage is actually if people want to sign up and join the Minutemen.
One day at a time.
So we've obviously got Minutemen armour on display and flags. You know, look how great and wonderful it is. You know, welcome to the Minutemen. Look how wonderful and clean and protected everything is. So we've got a little, we'll protect America. Minutemen protecting you. Look what amazing things we can bring to help protect your settlements.
Do you want adventure? Maybe you should join the Minutemen.
Look, protected by the Minutemen. You call, we answer. You know. Nice little waiting rooms and an interview desk, you know, so you actually have your interviewer who's discussing
up.
So this is where you sign up. So if you'll be waiting, and when it's your turn, you sit in the chair and talk to our interviewer. There is a Minuteman recruiter around somewhere.
Oh, you actually have.
There's a Minuteman recruiter around who sells stuff as well. So he also barters.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Together we're stronger. And that's his radio to communicate with all the other Minutemen at the settlement, so he knows where the train needs to be going. We've got firing ports, so those open up. You have to fire out the train with weapons racked and ready above the firing ports. Yeah, so it's like this train can be used as a functional little battle station as well to protect people when need be. But it is also used as a recruitment office. I mean, look at all our shiny weaponry. Look how well protected you will be. So you've got scrap car. The travelling merchant who buys and sells it all.
The news
car. The Minutemen recruitment office and protection car.
Yep.
So what do you reckon the last car is going to be? Not quite mobile home. What other car is there typically on a train?
The first class carriage.
The first class carriage.
You put a first class carriage on a car. Oh, show me a first class carriage.
So this is for particularly privileged travellers or people with a lot of caps to burn.
Can you only get in through a Minuteman?
Yes.
Yeah, of course you can.
It's not the station. You don't get on through the peasant way.
Well, you don't want the riffraff getting on either.
Look, because if you're a member of the first class train, you know you've been protected by the Minutemen. You know you've got good protection. The staff are there.
That's it.
But yeah, if you've got plenty of caps to burn, you can get access to the first class carriage. That lovely fancy art.
Wow.
It feels like first class.
It does. It's very upper class. Very upper class.
Oh, just as a Radstorm's here as well, so do you feel protected now in the first class carriage?
You can ride out a Radstorm in luxury.
So this train, as well as being the first class carriage on the train, as you would get, I mean, look, it's even got a bar. Everyone's got drinks and whiskey, comfy chairs, clean carpets. We will have been able to find just a few amounts of these like pristine things, and they've all kind of this look here. That'll be pitchers and glasses all ready to go, shot glasses and pint glasses. Fancy wining and dining. Coca-Cola, plenty of options. Look at it all racked up and ready to go. And again, there is a barman somewhere who would eventually be still behind his bar serving at the bar. We got nice fancy electronic lights. Look, we've even got one of the preserved pies someone has ordered. That's how first class it is. This also functions a little bit as a recruitment for my sanctuary settlement build. So the town you start in, that's a town of sanctuary, and you can build in it as a settlement. So mine's become literally that. It's become the sanctuary of the wasteland. So it's all about luxury.
Oh, so it's not. It's you go there if you want luxury.
If you could afford it, then you've sort of made it essentially. You've earned your caps, you've become rich and famous, and you've got something to do with it all. Go to sanctuary. Like that's where the best of the best live in my wasteland, and it's not exclusionary. Anyone's welcome. Like you can be a ghoul, you can be a human, you can be anyone. It doesn't matter. We're not distinctive in that way. But if it is expensive, the rates are extortionate because it is true luxury in the wasteland. And this train car is the primary way you get there. If you actually want to go live at sanctuary, you get transport there. And this is to give a taster for
of what it is.
Of what it's like to live in sanctuary all the time. So if you like what you see, you get a sanctuary. And we've even got a little back what do you call it? Yeah, just the back of the train.
Well, it's just very classy.
It is very classy, isn't it? Even got your little lantern, train lantern.
It's nice. It's a nice touch. Do those steps go anywhere by any chance?
Oh, they do. they totally do. Up here on the back of the first class train, you've got a little viewing area.
Of course you have a viewing area.
If you just want to get a nice view of the wasteland as the train's going by.
It rolls by as you're heading onto Sanctuary.
Yep. And also we can have a Minuteman sanctioned up here protecting the train. So it does also function as a sniper's nest.
Particularly rough parts.
I mean, like from here you can sort of see all the way down the length of the train and anyway. So you've got a good view. Yeah, it's good, right? And you can see, like, this is why the train doesn't go out in that direction.
Yeah, because it's collapsed.
It's all collapsed around that corner. Like the quarry's all falling in off the tracks. So instead, the settlement's walled off, nice and safe. So this is as far back as the train needs to be.
Yeah.
So everything is designed for the train to back that much up. So I'll just show you the main entrance then. So we've come in like via the service entrance via the train because the train is the main feature.
Yeah.
And it's easiest to sort of explain the idea of each of the sections that move away from the station. But if you actually come in the main entrance, a member of the Minutemen settlement network working together to build it better.
Very nice.
And you can buy and sell. So the caravaners come in here. So people travelling from Bunker Hill and all across the province, they've got their caravan points here. So they come and go all the time. So like this is the public entrance.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
So by the public entrance, this is ultimately a trading settlement.
Okay.
So it's not. We've got a few guards running around. We've got the Minutemen here. We've also got the train itself. But it's primarily a trading settlement.
Okay.
So as soon as people walk in the door, we're going to start trying to sell them stuff.
Well, yeah.
So we've got our own little super duper market stand, including general traders' goods. Head chef just waiting to hand out food and drink. That's about 6 items, like placed items. So it saves you sanity a little bit. But I placed everything on the shelves there. Again, that's about 6 or 7 items.
Yeah.
There's sets of stuff.
Rather than having to.
Yeah, but there's a lot of individual things that I do place.
Yeah.
You know, as part of my whole. Get cocktails and the bronze. So I like to try and integrate as much of an original settlement as possible. So whatever's there, I try to build around rather than just scrap it and build whatever I want.
Yeah.
So this was originally like the tool shack here at the station.
Okay.
So it just had sort of like, you know, it was a bit warehouse-like. So I've essentially turned the warehouse into a bar.
Oh, okay.
I was quite pleased with how I actually got it to work. Because you'll sort of see it's like 2 levels to it.
I'd suppose that's why we all feel quite organic.
I've tried to build into what is there, and people make the best of what they can. This is the bronze bar.
Huh?
Well, so like this warehouse has got this 2-floor system to it.
Yeah.
So I was like, how do I make this into a area people would normally be walking around and using as a bar? So we've got like, you know, a raised shelf here. You can sit at the stalls and stuff. But I was quite pleased that I actually made that into like a counter.
Yeah.
So it looks like, you know, people aren't just going to walk over people's drinks, but at the same time you've actually got like a little counter bar there. It's a little bit of spot.
Folks,
Is that the workbench?
something a little more.
That's the workbench for the settlement. So that's originally here, and you can't move the workbench because that's where it is. So it's highlighted at the bottom because it's got useful resources in it for me.
Yeah.
But like, people are disregarding it as the workbench. It's been used as sort of a bar area, and people are just leaving the beers out on it and stuff.
Thanks to the efforts.
And in this corner, there was originally there's a desk with a terminal on it. It's like a computer.
Okay.
You can't scrap because it's part of an active little side quest thing. So you can't scrap the terminal.
Yeah.
So what I did was I just placed this crate over it instead.
Just to make it look better.
Yeah, so you can't see the desk and terminal, right? So that's glitching over them, but it looks like that crate is just there as part of the warehouse originally, and people they've just used it by setting the jukebox up on top of it, you know.
A bit too. They just decided not
Rocking
to.
tonight.
The crate. So.
Yeah.
Make sure.
So then, like on that drop bar back there, would be where the bartender would be writing all his prices and drinks, like added. You
Yeah.
know, not
It's just seedy enough and classy enough at the same time.
Yes, this is the sort of thing the caravanners would be. They've affluent enough to afford this kind of little setup, but they have made the best of what they've got.
Yeah.
Unlike the bar in the first class,
Yeah,
it was
where
very
it's
flashy.
Very much.
But then, whenever my various members of staff are not off duty in the bar, they'll be on duty. Shops have got some.
Oh, pharmacy. That's nice.
So this is the local doctor. He's got his little drug sign, his pharmacy sign. So it's all very salvaged, is all this. So it's all built out of like these were train cars. So these are shipment containers that have been repurposed.
We've just repurposed the containers into.
Yeah, so you can see like so they're actually on what would have been one of the train cars on these rails, but we haven't got a working train for this one. These are just what we're here.
Yeah.
So they've repurposed like these shipment containers into little shop fronts. So you know he actually does buy and sell medical stuff. His little counter.
Buy and sell. Just put up everything.
Really clever.
He got his billboard. Puts his billboard out every day. Gene Ken's addicted. Face been mauled by Deathclaws. Get it fixed. And they actually work. So like, you know, these are working doors that open up into his little shop.
So they're not trapped in.
No, they're not literally just trapped in there. This is just they've repurposed the shipping container. He's got his one little light bulb as his source of light. Look, sells out to him. Next up, you've got the armour store. So look, he's got his mannequins out displaying his merchandise.
Yeah. I thought they were like more Minutemen for.
No, those are just mannequins actually
so.
displaying what he's selling. You know, for all his different armour and stuff. Combat armour, Minutemen gear, you know, travellers. Again, look, he's got his armour bench where he makes it all in his little shop.
Hey,
Every day.
let's dress.
I like the. Oh, I like the helmet.
There you go. So he wants to sell me stuff because he's a working vendor. It's like, nope, not gonna do that. That's. But yeah, so he's got his little shelves at the back with his armour on it. So
Yeah,
you know,
I like
look,
them,
these are the
they're
things
very
I sell. Need some helmets, need some gear, need some armour. He's got his safe where he keeps all his money. Yep. That keeps him warm as well, to be fair. In the shipping container. Puts his mannequins away each night when need be. So if we've got an armour seller, again his billboard.
Gun seller.
We have a gun seller. We've obviously got guns. So she's got her little billboard out, and like you'll see, this is all set up on the back of a truck that was on the back of a train car.
Yeah.
So that these vehicles have been transported about, and they've just repurposed them. So they've turned these shipment crates into a shop. So she's got her weapons on display, sells you whatever, and just in case you've got doubts about the merchandise, she's got a practice range.
Oh wow. Comes along with a practice range as well.
Yeah.
So you actually haven't got any
ammo and weapons, so you can actually fire on these little targets just to get a feel for the merchandise. I was really pleased when I was able to make this shipment container into a 2-part window.
Yeah, into a 2-part.
One for the selling and one for actually firing the weapons.
That's really clever.
I was really pleased with how that came together.
So when
I also love
when you saw the shipment containers, then were they just shipment containers?
Yes, we love cut out the windows and put in the shelves and put all the racks up. Purpose. It's like she's got even things under the counter that she's got and will be selling. So it's all been repurposed in the wasteland to be what we need it to be rather than what it was. So yeah, these all just been the shipment containers that were here in the train yard.
But then you've moved to those buildings.
So in addition to the caravaners, as I've sort of mentioned, there's a lot of the public who come through here. Yeah. There's a lot of people who come and go as they do. So we do have recruitment offices. So we've got the one for the the one for the Minutemen.
Yeah.
We've kind of got the one for the Sanctuary.
Yeah.
With the first class train car. And in addition to that, I sided with the railroad in the main story. So we also have a railroad recruitment office just up here. Right. All their advertising is just a lantern outside. Because if you're in the know, you'll know what this guy sells.
Looking very unassuming.
Very unassuming, but it is here.
Almost abandoned.
Almost abandoned, but we do have our local railroad agent up in here, this space, ready to interview people to see if they're ready to join the railroad, see if they have what it takes. He needs railroad armour.
Best scrap in the Commonwealth.
Yeah. The fact that it's just a lantern as well.
Just a lantern. Then he gets his little flag in here, letting you know. And he's all packed and ready to go if need be, because as all good railroad agents are, they need to be ready in case, like Corsairs. So he can bail, but at this point in the narrative, I've destroyed the Institute, so there's a few remnant forces, but essentially the railroad is now a more public faction. We did what we need to do, and we're just trying to help the Sims that we can. Which, to that end... well, we have a checkpoint over here. So in this down Trincoach, he has a hideout for any Sims he currently has under his protection.
Oh wow, that's safe.
In this collapsed train car. Look, we even have minimal sleeping and surviving supply. We can cook food. We've got double bags. We can have any Sims we've got passing through waiting here. So this collapsed train car can be scrapped. But this comes with a settlement initially, and I was like, I'm using that.
Yeah.
Because I can't otherwise position a collapsed train car. I can't build a collapsed one. So I'm going to use it for something. So I've got it as the little hideaway point for any Sims we have under our protection. And you have to go through the railroad recruitment office to actually to get into it. So obviously he knows if there's anyone going to be messing around with his Sims. And then just down here, behind the back of the bronze bar, we do have... we've got public facilities, isn't it? So when we've got people visiting or dropping by who are just... people who aren't the caravaners themselves, we do have the little bunkhouse. Yeah. So if we do have people coming by, wasteland, so we've got one in at the moment, we've just got a few little bunks, sleeping bags, whatever, it keeps the elements off them. Yeah. It's not exactly... the best of the best, but it's also free, so you're not going to complain.
Well, they are necessary.
Yeah, they are necessary. Little things like this is what makes the place feel livable. It makes it feel real.
Yeah.
When you've got little things like that. So, I love the way it's all lit up at night.
It looks really nice.
The lamps look really nice. This looks like a market district or something.
Yeah, it looks almost like a strip.
It looks like it's the strip of shops. So this is where you can look how lit up it is and how wonderfully colourful and bright it is. Just in this section, look, come to our stores, buy all our stuff. It looks
inviting as well.
And the back of the first class train car looks lovely at night. I'll show you this. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
It looks so nice when the
Yeah,
lantern
that
is the
looks-
source of light on the back of the train.
That looks...
Nice. So we've currently got the train in the station at the moment, so it is here, but obviously it's not always here. It's also out and about elsewhere in the Commonwealth. So we do have a skywalk to get over it when it's here, so you can get to the other side of the settlement without having to go all the way around the train. So we have added a some benches. So this is repurposed shipment containers. Is a skywalk.
Oh, right, okay, so you've just put it together that way.
Yep. So, like in my head, the framework for the skywalk would probably originally been here as something which was used to get across the rails, but it might have collapsed over the years. So they've repurposed some more of the storage containers that we made the skywalk. Look how cool the scrap car is now lit up in this little lantern. So the skywalk actually brings us out onto the roof of the Red Rocket shack.
Okay.
So this is one of the other little traders we've got. Now this guy, who's he's the handyman. So whereas basically most of the traders here have repurposed a train car to be their store, he's built his own on the roof here to demonstrate that he can build stuff like. He's the handyman. He's the builder, so he can build, whatever you need building. So he's got all sorts of like little DIY tools and stuff, and again he'd be working all his supplies. Buy and trade shelves, This is where if you just want him to build stuff for you or work on things, but he also has a buy and sells.
I like the little paint.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, isn't it? So this is all on top of the Red Rocket shack that's here.
Okay.
So this was something which, although it's not here with the settlement originally, I've placed it here and built around it as though it was originally here.
Right.
So this would have been one of the like maintenance sheds sort of on site, and Red Rocket have a lot of the monopoly on technology. So I thought it would have been a... So I turned this into the local mechanics store.
Ah, right. Okay, so you've got.
They're in direct competition. They don't like each other. So the handyman builds stuff, whereas the mechanic is actually like the robotics expert.
I buy and sell.
So he's like the power armor expert.
I love the idea that he built up there as well.
He's just like, I'm going to build in secret, you won't know. So he also maintains the generator of the settlement, which is here.
Ah, right,
so then that is linked out to all the other power lines. Over here is actually... So this is the actual quarters for the caravaners. So we've got a little public space. Some nice comfy chairs and, some beers. We've got wood for the fire. Ready for when they need it. And this is actually where they live. One of our Minutemen's hanging. So this is employees only. Because this is actually the bunkhouse for the caravaners. So people who live here run all the store. That's what the other bunkhouse is for, that's for guests. So just got a few of our traders hanging in a little bathroom. But that's all built onto the side of what was one of the actual original train houses. So that train, I don't know what you call it really, but like a signal box.
Yeah.
It was originally here and they've built around it and built onto it. So like that light there for this room is actually what was an external light on the...
So they've used it to light up the external...
so this is nothing fancy. This is... And again, it's like another external light on the side of the signal box is actually... but also, the signal box itself is actually another store.
Barbers.
It's actually a salon. It's the super salon. So that is a public building.
Yeah.
Including waiting area with magazine rack.
Oh well.
We've even got a fan. And that's the little barbers. His hair models. And that's a functioning barber's chair. If I use that, I can actually change the style of my character.
Oh, okay. So
actually restyle my actual appearance.
Wow.
And that'd be where he'd have all these little styles and prices. And of there. And again, he is here somewhere, but he's wandering around. But probably asleep at this time. This is a little barber shop.
I like that, sorry.
Just as an extra little thing, like, this is something you can build, so I'll find somewhere to make it work. And actually, that building worked quite well.
Yeah.
And it's all about repurposing space. They haven't, like, basically this shack is about the only thing that's probably been built up since people sort of moved here, and they've just used it. So this next train car, so these train cars down here on these rails, these are permanent fixtures, so these don't have a train that moves them, these are just these storefronts.
Okay.
Now this particular one is a Vault-Tec train, and it has a very particular purpose. It's also another recruitment office.
Okay.
Because the trader here sells a very important commodity. He sells vacancies in my vault build.
Really?
Yep. So we've got our little vault representative here. So with the DLC, you can build an actual vault in Vault 88. So I've got one that's on the go. So I have settlers that live there. So this is how people hear about it. This is how people hear we've got a functioning vault where people can go and live. And how does he convince people that living in a vault is better than living in the wasteland? Well, he does it with a walk-through tour house.
Oh, wow. So he's built up a miniature...
It's a walk-through show home.
Wow.
So this is what it's like to live in the vault. So you come in and he's at his desk and he, like, you know, he shows, look, he's got the actual blueprints for Vault 88, so he can show you what's actually going on in the vault. So he can tell you where you'll be living in the vacancies.
Oh, no way. You can buy a plot. That's
you can buy a plot in Vault 88. Then you get your Pip-Boy in your vault suit, you know, to try them on. And you go through the show home. So look, it's like also all nice and pristine. Water coolers,
clean,
medical supplies. This is what your living quarters would be like. You know, nice comfy chairs and places to keep everything. Surface never, vault forever.
Wow.
No, if you live in the vault, you eat well, you live well, because we've got proper food.
This is mental. This is actually like a show home.
Yeah, look, see, you go past your little bedroom space with your drawers and your bunk beds. It will be bunk beds because you'll be sharing.
Yeah, because you'll be sharing.
Yeah, it's the vault. People are trying to get in. Safety first. Look, we've even got a bath space to show.
Sure.
We've got a shower built into the train car
to
show you what it's like.
Wow.
You get your little bathroom space to keep everything clean, toilets and water, functioning showers. The outside world can't hurt you if you live in the vault. Let's see. Taking a shower.
Is it a functioning shower then?
I mean, narratively, yes.
Oh,
Mechanically, no.
Okay.
Like, in the game mechanics, it doesn't actually pour water on me. But it's meant to represent a working shower, which is what there would be.
Wow.
We've even got the fake vault windows, so make it seem like you're staring out into the great outdoors. And we even have sort of like, you know, the sort of facilities and food you'd have. Vault 88 storage. Look, we'd have Nuka-Cola and... Exactly. It is literally, look at everything you could have if you lived in the vault. Look, Pip-Boy, security armour, you're not going to be well protected if you live. And like all good show homes, you come in one door and you go out the other.
Oh, wow.
You actually walk through the Vault-Tec experience.
Oh, okay.
I was really pleased when I came up with that as an idea. I was like, what are we going to do with this vault car? It's like, I know what. We've been recruiting for the Minutemen, we've been recruiting for the railroad. Why don't we recruit for my vault? Let's build us a security guard. Look, we've even got prepare for the future. Because I think narratively, this would be an actual show car that Vault-Tec would have built before the war.
Yeah.
And taken places to get people to try and sign up for the vaults. So it's just doing its original job.
Yeah, it's not so much being repurposed now.
It's
just
more salvaged and like repaired.
Salvaged and reused.
And now we get to some of our more flush storefronts. Because to demonstrate the fact that this isn't just a bit of someone selling a few things, this is a proper commercial marketplace. Plenty of novels here. Plenty of stuff to learn. Prehistory.
So people
they're very educated. Like they're some of the most arguably the most well-off people in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, for there's a full bookstore.
Like, oh yeah, there's a full bookstore. Like it even goes so far as it's like he's a bit of a fan of the Silver Shroud. That's why he's got both posters and a mannequin all geared out. You can find anything here. This is one of the best places to come to buy stuff in the Commonwealth.
So Bunker Head is wherever people.
Yes, anyone who goes to Bunker Hill probably hears about this place, or vice versa. Now, do you remember the clothes shop in Diamond City?
Vaguely.
Fallon's. Well, we may have a Fallon's department store train.
Oh, wow.
So you remember that woman who was wandering around in rather lavish clothes? That we saw
She
earlier?
owns a Fallon's department store train.
She's the shop owner for here. So she's got her mannequins out with all her fancy clothes on display. But this is clothes as opposed to armour.
Oh yeah, this is
quality stuff.
People who don't need to wear armour anymore.
No, so like we've got people like Piper's got her news branch out here, while Fallon's also has its store of clothing. This is where people want to set up to actually, try and make something.
Well, people can come and buy the luxurious clothing then. To Sanctuary.
To Sanctuary, exactly.
Live out their lives in ease.
and do you know how you want to? Do you know whether you want to buy the first class clothing or not? Unfortunately, there wasn't really anything that you could get as a functioning mirror that I could sell, but there is like hooks for your clothes and stuff.
Oh, that's clever.
So there's a changing table for people to try out their clothes. Like someone was trying on a sequin dress recently. So it's more for you to perceive yourself in, But yes, there is a changing area to try out where.
I like all the mannequins as well because it actually feels like
a clothes shop, doesn't it? They've got racks full of all options.
It's not just a space where you put loads of clothes.
No, this is an actual store. We've got billboards, mannequins, cashier till, all sorts. It's a shop.
It's a shop. No, but what I mean is it's an actual shop.
Yeah. So the vendor's around somewhere, but she's probably sleeping. And then we do also have our farming supplies. Yep. So this is actually like a farming supply shop. Oh, here's our vendor. Here she is. She's actually busy plying her trade still.
Hey, Scabba.
But this is Commonwealth farm supplies. I don't need any myself. So this is how we try and help set up the other settlements. So the train can quite easily take supplies backwards and forwards. Somewhere that's just that.
It helps to explain as well how it's made. In the sense of, because it's got that mobile train.
Yep.
It doesn't have to rely on people.
No.
About.
That's one of the reasons why I felt like this actually would have become a real sort of centre of commerce. It's got the ability to do so. People can hear about it. The train can come and go to settlements. This will be... The news will spread, quite literally, because we're spreading it with the train.
Yeah.
And it's just grown over time into this trading community. I love looking at it from this sort of height, where it very much looks like Boxcar City. Yeah. It's like it's all built into train cars and shipping containers.
A scrapyard town. When you walk round.
You wouldn't think it, but it is. And the train is all planned out to actually make its journeys in and out of the station. Everything can get through the gates. Nothing that's the crane is too tall to make it past the skybridge, but it never has to, because the train is all the way at the back there anyway. So it's all planned out. It all comes together. It feels inviting. You want to go see all the shops. And even here, like the lanterns, just look like this. Looks like it's a train car.
Everything feels like it's guiding you.
Yep, it's all planned out to get you here to the street. You can buy stuff somewhere. You end up in the bar,
buying booze.
You try out the first class train. Yeah, drug this out to the Minutemen. Wake up in Murkwater the next day. Yeah, it could be here, there, and everywhere, but it's not meant to be overly seedy. It isn't.
Oh no, I don't mean seedy.
No, I know. Yeah, it's not seedy, but it does feel very almost like working man's world. It almost feels like one of those not quite cities, but larger. It feels sort of like something bigger than Bunker Hill, but
Yeah.
not quite Diamond City. It's somewhere in between, and I'm really pleased with the result.
And the idea behind it.
So that is the settlement here at Bedford Station, which, as you can see, is quite extensive, and there's a lot of thought gone into each individual store.
Yeah,
so it
well,
came together organically. But
there's everything that you'd need.
so yeah, guys, if you liked the settlement, and if you'd like to see more of my videos like this and see what else I have in store for the Commonwealth, then definitely give this video a like. Don't forget to leave some comments. Tell us what your favourite bits were. Tell us what your most disliked bits were. If there was anything I missed, if there's anything you think would have been a great addition, or just, you know, any comments you have at all to say, really, all are welcome. And if you did like it, or even if you didn't, subscribe anyway. You know, like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Count Hillary, where I often include whatever I'm working on at the times, and I'll be back in the future with plenty more Fallout settlement. So until next time, guys. See you later.
See you later.